Canadian healthcare is one of the best in the world. We are free to visit any clinic or emergency room we wish at any time of the day. We get free medication on prescription, and as statistics have shown, we live a longer, fuller life compared to people living in the United States. Our government, who pays for around 70% of all medical care, prohibits, meaning they do not allow, doctors to find us any extra fees. Our doctors are mostly paid by the government.
Canada compared to Germany. Did you know that Germany is one of the oldest healthcare systems in the world, with 85% of their population covered? The government funds up to 77% of their healthcare, and 23% is funded by private clinics. Canada versus now England. England is considered the world's first universal healthcare provided by the government. All treatment in England is free, and only 8% of the population has additional healthcare. Canada versus the United States. Do you know that the government only pays for 27.8% of the population? And studies have shown that in 2007, 45.7 million citizens were uninsured.
And now for our interview with Nedzin Tao, a pharmacist working in the pharmaceutical industry. Nedzin, what do you think about the waiting list?
The waiting lists in Canada, I think, are way too long. In fact, compared to the United States, that physicians are paid much less, whether it be GPs, general practitioners, or specialists. And that's basically why a lot of physicians are doing their studies here. So their studies are paid for the government here in Canada, and then they end up working in the US, so the revenues are going to another country. Private clinics in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, there's positives and negatives for both sides. Personally, I think that this is a good thing, and I know a lot of people will disagree.
All the time we have for today. Thank you very much for having us here.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
What is wrong with the Canadian healthcare? Well, I found by researching the web that the main problems are the waiting list. The waiting time to get care for cancer, heart failure, joint replacement, and eye surgery can exceed a year depending on the case. 2. We do not have enough doctors, nurses, and physicians. And every year, only a small majority pass the exams. Even if you do pass, you need to do a stage, and around 30 people are accepted, because there is just a limited amount of doctors who can actually teach them. And 3. The cross-border healthcare. Not having enough doctors makes for a really long waiting time, and sometimes people that have money would rather go to another country and get treatment there, rather than stay here and suffer. The same can also be said about some Americans who don't have the money for healthcare, and so they come here for medical help. What we really seem to be missing here in Canada are qualified doctors who can and have time to teach new doctors. In a way, I believe we shouldn't have privately run clinics, but this is a very complex issue that needs to be looked into. But for people who can actually afford private clinics, it's a really good thing. We should allow more doctors to start working on their fields after they finish their courses. Thank you very much.